Hi, welcome to our 30-minute Vinyasa flow. Today you are going to need just a block with you or a thick sturdy book. We're going to be using it to support us in a seated Malasana squat. So whatever can just kind of help raise your seat. I'm also working with Teton. We'll see how long that lasts. And you are going to start in just a comfortable, easy seat. So whichever foot feels best in front of you. So normal Sukhasana. Eyes can soften or close here, allowing your breath to fall into its natural rhythm. Lifting the crown of your head, keeping that spine long, noticing if your body's having a tendency to want to lean forward, just gently pulling yourself back. When you're ready, walking your hands forward for an easy seat forward fold. So bringing your hands just as far as feels comfortable for your body. Hinging from your hips and then allowing your body to be heavy here. Head hangs heavy. Fingertips reaching forward. Maybe your inhales, you reach the fingertips just a tiny bit further. Again, not causing any pain here, but increasing that sensation just a little bit. Settling in, just like Teton. Use your next inhale to walk your hands back in. And we'll do some cactus arms. So switching the foot that you have in front. This might feel like a bit more of an awkward, easy seat. Inhale, lift your fingertips to the sky. Exhale, pull your elbows together, squeeze your shoulder blades for cactus arms. Inhale to lift. Exhale, squeeze. Gaze can be forward or overhead, whatever feels most comfortable in your neck. Do about 2 more rounds here with your pace of breath. And when that's complete for you, you can bring your hands to your knees. We'll roll forward for cat-cow. So first in tabletop, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale to round your spine, tuck your chin. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. From a neutral spine, do some C twists here, or C shapes. So bring your right hip towards your right shoulder, gazing back at that back foot. Then exhale, pull you back to center. Inhale, turning towards your left. Exhale, back to center. We'll do one on each side. Looking towards your right. Back to center, and left, back to center. Then tiger's pose, lifting your right knee off the mat, keeping that knee bent here, and then reaching left arm back behind you. Maybe you can grab that foot, maybe you're just reaching, finding whatever feels best for you. And if you can grab that foot, kicking into it just a little further, allowing the belly to drop, and then gentle release. Other side, left knee lifts off the mat. Right arm reaches behind you, maybe finds that foot. Pausing wherever you are. Can kick deeper into that grip or continue that reaching motion. Release back to tabletop. Tuck your toes, walk your hands forward about a handprint, unless there's a dog in the way. Hips up and back. Give yourself a few rounds of breath here. Maybe walking out your dog. Lifting your hips a little higher. Then keeping your hand and foot placement. Inhale, rock forward to plank. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. We'll do 3 more rounds of that. Inhale brings you forward, strong core. Exhale, lifting from the hips up and back. Inhale, plank rock forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Once more, inhale, rock forward. This time lowering down to plank on the elbows. Teton, you're really using a lot of my mat here. Breathing here first. Firing up that core a little bit. Keep that core engaged. Lift back up to your hands. Last movement here in plank. Lift right foot off the mat. Right knee to right elbow. Extend long. Once more. Right knee to right elbow. Extend long. Other side, feeling that fire. Left knee to left elbow. Extend long. Left knee to left elbow. Reach back, pause and plank. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift, press your sit bones back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale your hands forward and up. Exhale, fold all the way through. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, maybe the tallest you've been today. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale your hands forward and up. Maybe invite a gentle back bend here. Exhale, fold all the way through. Plant your hands. Step back to plank on the toes or plank on the knees, wherever you feel stronger. Inhale here. Exhale, lower all the way to the mat. Need a little more room. Inhale, lift to locust. Exhale, back to the mat. Inhale, press up to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 rounds of breath here. Maybe challenging yourself here. If typically in down dog you take some movement, maybe challenging yourself to be still. If you typically choose stillness, maybe you try to invite some movement, just finding something that's a little different for today. Doesn't have to be for the whole practice. It can just be for this round. Wherever you are. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. You want to go out, buddy? See, Teton. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands forward and up. Exhale, fold all the way through. Plant your hands, step back to plank on the toes or plank on the knees. Inhale here. Exhale for chaturanga or the mat. Inhale for cobra, locust, or up dog. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Again, 5 rounds of breath here. Heels reaching towards the mat. You're always welcome to take a tabletop or a child's pose here if that would serve you better. Again, just checking in with your body. Trying something new to see how that feels. That can be our first step in listening to our body. Next, inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift, press your sit bones back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands forward and up. Exhale, fold all the way through. Plant your hands, step back to plank on the toes or plank on the knees. Inhale and plank. Exhale, lower all the way to the mat. Keep your elbows tucked in. Inhale, lift to cobra. Untuck the toes, lift the heart. Exhale, back to the mat. Inhale, press up to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 rounds of breath here. You're welcome to take a tabletop position or a child's pose position if that feels better for you. Again, listening to your body, which is definitely a skill that we need to learn. So if you're not sure what your body's saying, you can try those other poses and just see what feels good. From down dog, inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift, press your sit bones back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands forward and up, upward salute. Exhale, fold all the way through. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale for the mat or chaturanga, halfway down. Inhale for up dog, cobra, or locust. Exhale back to downward facing dog. 5 rounds of breath. Heels reaching towards the mat. Or maybe you're in tabletop. Maybe you're in child's pose. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift, press your sit bones back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center to Dasana, mountain pose. You're gonna wanna make sure your block is somewhere near the top of your mat. In fact, I'm gonna put it right behind my heels. And then widen your stance here. Maybe heels on the mat, toes splayed off. Hands at heart center after you adjust your yoga pants. Inhale, fingertips lift to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center, sinking down for Malasana. You can use that block to rest here for just a breath, or you can remove it if you don't want it. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, press into your heels, arms lift. Inhale, hands back to heart center. Sink your hips down, Malasana. We'll start to move a little more breath to movement. Inhale, press up, reach your hands. Exhale, sink all the way down. Do 3 more rounds. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. We're gonna pause in Malasana here for just a moment. Pressing elbows into knees. Knees gently press into those elbows. Lift your heart. And then slow and with control, lifting out of it. You can pull your toes back so they're pointing forward in forward fold Uttanasana. You can have your feet wide or as narrow as feels good in your body here. Maybe taking opposite hand to opposite elbow for a ragdoll pose. Might swing side to side just a little bit. Allowing the head to be heavy. Next, exhale, allow that grip to release. We'll do some swing and twist for lack of a better term. So taking a bit of a wider stance with your feet. Inhale, we'll lift left arm towards the sky, right towards that left foot, and then falling to the other side. So kind of like a pendulum here. Just allowing your body to move with the momentum. Giving yourself a few rounds of breath here. Not worrying about what it looks like. Or if you're doing this perfectly correctly. It's kind of like a little kid when you're playing. It just is supposed to feel good in your body. One more round on either side. And then bringing yourself back to stillness. Inhale, half lift. Lift your heart flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Head hangs heavy in Uttanasana. Slowly stacking vertebrae on top of vertebrae. Rolling up for Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale your hands wide, reach to the sky. Exhale, pull your hands to heart center. Inhale, arms wide once more. Exhale, fold all the way through. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Inhale in plank. Entire exhale to lower to the mat. Untuck your toes. Lift your heart, elbows under shoulders for Sphinx pose. Heart lifts here. Low body release. Seeing if you can lengthen those inhales and exhales by maybe just one count each. Starting to bring that breath back to its natural rhythm. Next inhale pulls your heart forward a little more. Exhale, hands stack under forehead, breathing here. Check in with your low back. If Sphinx was too much or was just enough and you want to stay right here, you're welcome to. If another back bend sounds good, lifting into that Sphinx pose. Elbows under shoulders. Heart pulls forward, so you're engaged in that upper body, even though the low body is heavy and released. You can stay here or bring your arms out to a 45-degree angle. Press into your palms for seal. Lifting that heart a little more. If that doesn't feel good in your low back, meaning any zinging or pinching or pain, just lower right back down. More inhale to lift your heart. Then lowering back to a child's pose. Toes can touch behind you. Hips sinking towards heels. Knees can be as wide or as narrow if it feels good in your body. In some bodies, it feels really good to walk the fingertips forward just a little more for a nice stretch in that side body. Breathing here, and then gently walking your hands in to bring yourself to a seated pose. Bring soles of your feet together for butterfly. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, allow yourself to hinge from your hips and fold forward just as far as feels good. As we start to slow down our practice, reminding our bodies it's okay to move nice and slow. Or we'll be returning to this pose a few times, so finding that edge. Inhale, gently lift your heart. And then taking your right knee, plant right sole of the foot on the mat, keeping that left arm or left foot in butterfly. Inhale to lift your heart. Exhale, left hand wraps around that lifted leg, finding a nice gentle twist here. Be here for just a moment, then releasing back to center. Butterfly here, lift your heart. Allow your body to fold forward. Inhale back up to center. Exhale, this time planting left foot. Lift your heart. Right arm wraps around left. Almost forgot my rights and lefts. Lift your heart here, twisting towards that bent knee. Just a few rounds of breath, just a few moments here, keeping that spine long. And then gently release back to butterfly. Gentle forward fold here. Then lift your heart out of it for seated forward fold. Legs walk in front of you for staff pose. Pressing into your seat, crown lifts towards the sky, then hinge from your hips. Hands walk all the way down, maybe to your calves, maybe ankles, maybe toes. Reminding ourselves it doesn't matter how far we reach, we're just looking for that sensation we feel in our body. Next round of breath, slowly lifting your heart back up. Bend your knees, plant soles of the feet to the mat, and then you'll want your block somewhere near the middle of your mat. Back body lowers down. Palms can rest here down by your hips, and then lift your hips high enough, just enough to slide that block under for supported bridge. Using the block at whatever height feels best for you. Palms can stay down by your hips, or maybe hands come to your belly if that feels good. In some bodies, it can feel really good to reach your arms overhead. Just checking in with yourself and finding where it feels best for you. You have a few options here. If this feels good, option to stay right here where you are. Some bodies feel good walking their legs forward, feeling a nice opening in the top part of their hip, front part, I guess. Or you can take a supported waterfall. If you'd like to bring your knees in towards your chest, using that block as support, and then gently lifting the soles of your feet towards the sky. Again, taking whatever version feels best for you. Gifting yourself a few more rounds of breath in whatever pose you're in. Next full round of breath. If you're in waterfall, pulling your knees towards your chest. If your legs are extended in bridge, pulling the soles of the feet back towards your hips. Lift your hips just high enough to remove that block. Lower back to the mat. Pause here in stillness for just a moment. Then pulling your knees in towards your chest. Soles of the feet to the sky for happy baby. Can reach your hands through, maybe grabbing your feet. Might feel good to grab your heels or grabbing the backs of your thighs. Whatever makes this pose most accessible. This is very similar to that shape that we took in Malasana. We're just in a different spot on our mat, so it feels a little different. But finding what feels good for you here. Can gently rock back and forth. Maybe pausing in stillness. Next round of breath, bring your knees in towards your chest. Nice little yogi hug. Can plant your soles of the feet on the mat. Arms come out to a T or cactus shape. Hips shift a few inches towards the right. Knees fall to the left. Gaze can drift over that right shoulder or at the sky. If there's any other variation of a twist that feels better for your body, you're welcome to take it here. Next inhale, guide yourself back to center, knees towards the sky. Then hips shift a few inches towards the left, knees fall to the right. Gaze can drift over your left shoulder, or maybe at the sky. Inhale back to center, bringing the knees in towards your chest, maybe a nice little yogi hug here, forehead up to your knees. Then extending into Shavasana. Feet extend towards the corners of your mat, arms wide at a low V. Just allowing your body to be heavy here. Reminding ourselves that this pose is just as important as any other pose we did today. It can be tricky if your mind starts to wander. You can focus on counting your breath, maybe returning to a mantra such as I am here, grounding yourself to the mat. Know that I'll let you know when it's time to come out. Body can remain still. If it feels good and is available to you today, you're welcome to stay in this state of rest. If it's time to close out your practice, start with some gentle movement to your fingers or your toes. Maybe a nice good morning stretch, reaching overhead and toes reaching the opposite direction. And when you're ready, make your way to a fetal position on whichever side feels best for you. Can gently press yourself up to a comfortable seated position, keeping the eyes soft or closed here, just to take in these last few moments of practice. Really feeling good for showing up for yourself on the mat. Taking time to move your body today. Close with a collective round of breath. Inhale, fingertips reach towards the sky. Exhale, pull your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for being part of this rad community. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.